From shields to shells and everything in between. This is Sweaty Gamer 1939, and this is a breakdown of Escape from Tarkov and some of the tips and tricks you can use as a team, or even maybe apply if you're playing by yourself. This channel covers everything mainly from the Bronze Age to modern warfare, and everything in between it. The fundamentals of warfare have not changed for thousands of years, and a lot of the same formulas are being used today, and I am going to break down those formulas that have been useful for me, that I found to help me get through these raids and maximize the survival rate and be able to get more comfortable in the raid and be able to relax when things start to happen. The example of the formulas that I use are this. So, diversion, shock, shield, flank, and reassess. I will be breaking down what I look for when I move from cover to cover as assault or support, what I do in those cases when I'm playing those roles, and how it works for me and whoever I'm raiding with. Let's get to the breakdown. In this labs raid, I am playing a support build, so my main formulas that I'm looking at as support is shield and diversion. My role as a support build is right in the name, support the assault. My main focus as a support player in these raids is to support my buddy Hawk when he's assaulting. I draw fire when he needs to try to move to a more secure position if he's caught out in the open. So I'll step out of a corner and start drawing some fire to allow him to make adjustments to get to safety. This is more of an example of the diversion formula, which I will go into in depth. And you can see if this works for you and maybe apply it to how you play with your team, helping maximize the survivability of you and your team in these raids and allowing you to actually kind of take your time because you know what you're going to be doing, you know the plans and what to do in situations when they occur. So this allows you to maximize the time you can be in raids and maximize the profits you get when you are in there, or whatever item you're seeking, maximize the time you can look for it. The first thing me and my buddy Hawk do when we are in these raids is look to the person who knows the map the most, and that is Hawk. He has far more experience on these maps than I do, and he knows the potential threats that we can encounter on these raids. So I usually play support on these raids while he assaults. So he knows where he's going when he has to break cover, and I can support his movements. He can move forward, secure the area where we're moving to, and then cover my advance to the next room. In this video, we're going to the red room and the violet room and using those key cards to get the loot. I am just kind of pulling rear guard as he assaults the room, gets it secure, makes it sure that there's nobody in there, and then we get to the room itself and start looting. This is actually my favorite room to loot because it's actually the most defendable in my opinion. Because I am playing the support build here, this is the room I prefer to loot as support because I have high capacity mags, so I can hold that doorway that people can potentially come in and rush, and I can provide a lot of suppressing fire while Hawk gets into position to defend it. And these rooms allow for us to hide from grenades pretty easy being thrown down the hallways. You just have to be careful for grenade launchers that may be used to shoot through the door, as well as the windows in the office itself. You do have to worry about anybody shooting grenades through there, chucking grenades, or maybe potentially sniping at you. So whoever is looting the other room there, I believe it's the red room, that's the one you have to worry about peeking your head out, just the door itself of the room that you're looting. And that's another reason why I hold this doorway as support. I have a high capacity mag because if Hawk is taking fire in that other window there and he's being suppressed by grenades or whatever, I can hold the hall if somebody's trying to push those doors. So whenever something happens and occurs where we have to react, I usually always step to the left of the doorway to cover the hall. The reason is because it is a little bit more of an angle from where Hawk is, so I'll have the more left angle on the door, he'll have the right angle, so if he does get suppressed on that side, at least I'll have the other angle to fire back at. Being on the left side of the door as well allows Hawk to run in this room if somehow a grenade got into the room that he was in, and he would be able to rush in and not have to trip over me when I'm holding the door. So this is something I try to think about every time I am going to be in a room for a long time defending, or, even if I'm moving room to room. If something were to occur and Hawk needed to get in here really quick, and I'd have a good angle to where I can hold whatever we need to hold. That way he has a fallback point and we can both defend the hall at the same time, because that's the potential threat right there. We're safe in the room, but anything coming up that hall, who's able to shoot through that hall, is the immediate threat. And this comes into one of the formulas you do have to worry about the enemy using on you, which is shock. The enemy can use shock methods to try to cause chaos, panic, or to make the more experienced players fall back into their defensive positions, which could give them time to press the attack and begin the assault. Now that I have explained a good detail of how this raid works for us, I can kind of just let you observe, and then I'll kind of narrate some of the key points as it unfolds and kind of give you insight of what we were doing and how we were thinking at the time, and maybe you can look at that and see what could have been done better, and maybe it would work out better for you or become a better strategy overall. And that is solely why this channel exists, is for strategy, to try to figure out the best solutions for the problems while they unfold. Alright, I'm absolutely full.
Already?
Yeah. Maybe I can get rid of some of these parts I don't really need. Yeah, I'm gonna discard this. I don't need this. Looks like there's some action going on downstairs. Okay. Alright, I'll hold this door.
You search these, or?
I searched those, yeah.
Okay. You want this kite? Or this hawk?
Go ahead.
Powder? It's like 100k on the flea. Well, 70 to 100.
Yeah, maybe. I need to keep buying these cards. Once I get the farm up, then I'll be good.
Looks good. All right, let's see. You're already full?
Let's see, rubles I can put.
Do you have at least 500k?
I believe so. I have an antique vase, a shoe, the Vivint sneaker, a Scav figure, a politician Mutvik figurine, and a parrot diary, and I think I have a gold.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty close.
Chainette, yeah. What do you think? Should we extract?
Yeah, let's go see if parking is open.
We can always reset too. You can get that key. Yeah, they're here. Okay, I'm retreating back to this hall so we can hold it. Get back to fire. Get back to Vincent positions.
They're down the hallway.
Okay, watch out. They may chuck a grenade. They are.
Oh, they're throwing nades.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Take cover. I'm scared of nades.
All right, just PTSD. All right, get into your corner. Get in your corner. I'll watch down the hall. Yeah, don't worry. They gotta assault us. We're in a good position. Get on your corner though, when you can. We don't know when they're gonna push.
To
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye out. Okay, they're pushing.
Here they come.
Let them come through. Let them come through. Light it up when they come in, full auto.
They threw a nade.
It's okay. It's all right. I got the door. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. Don't worry. Fix yourself.
I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I'm not good.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm holding the door. Just gotta remain calm. Shock and... They're trying to use shock methods.
Get them! Get them! Get them!
Mm-hmm. Storm to cause chaos. Get in there. Scare them. Okay. Yeah.
These motherfuckers, dude.
I know.
They're literally sitting right out there.
I know. We'll toss a nade and then we'll figure out a strategy. We just need to remain calm right now and figure out a plan, work the problem. Don't throw any yet. Don't waste them. Don't waste them. Wait. Here he comes. Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Bro blacked out my arm again. Are you kidding me? Did you get him?
Nah, he's done. I shot him full of lead, dude. There's no way he's coming back from that. I gave him a few extra for you. Literally melted his fucking head. His skull imploded if it was real life. It would have been brutal. So you can see this is the strat that we were just talking about. I am holding this hall. He's holding that corner to the right in the red room. This is a very defendable position because if they toss a nade in just like they did, we can retreat back into the rooms, take cover, and still maintain a close distance to the area that we need to defend. The next formula I use here is reassess. So we don't know how many enemies there are out there, so I push the door to see if I can get them to come, and they are coming. So we fall back to our positions and defend. Good.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
This
right,
is
I gotta reload the mag real quick. Oh, there's somebody downstairs. I just heard him.
Reloading. Okay, you're gonna cover
downstairs in the lobby. Be careful on the windows.
All right. I want you to cover this door when you can.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, cover the door, and I'm gonna reload my mag. Okay. That way I can have all these rounds topped off, depending on what happens. And now that there's a lull in combat, I take advantage of the opportunity to top off my mags and kind of reassess the situation and figure out what to do next. The main thing I focus on in these raids is try to figure out a strategy to fortify my position, allow me to take my time and work the problem and kind of try to predict what problems may occur and also just maximize the survivability. I know emotions can run high when you're in these raids because you'll have a lot of loot or whatever item you're been looking for a long time, and you finally have it, and you have to try to figure out how to extract safely. So that's why it's always good to have plans in place and just kind of fortify your position, reassess as much as possible. Before you move, always have a plan where you're going to go, and then get there and make sure that the position you're in is sustainable for as long as possible. So if it's not, just calculate, okay, well, we can't hang here too much, so we got to keep pressing the attack. We got to keep moving forward. We got to figure out where to go next, and just keep pausing when you're in a good area that's defendable, and just kind of reassess as you go your next plan of movements. If you love Escape from Tarkov, I will be breaking down videos in the future about all of these raids and the bosses and how to approach them in a calm, methodical way and have plans in place if things go awry. The next video that I am working on with Hawk is to figure out how to take on Kaban's fortress, and with him inside. Unfortunately, the spawn rate for him is like 39%, I believe, and so it's just hard to get him to spawn. So when he does spawn, I will be recording it. Then we can dive deeper into the defenses and the strategies on how to defeat him. From studying Kaban's fortress on Tarkov streets, man, it is tactically sound. But I can go over the defenses and I can break down some strats on how to assault the fortress itself when he's inside it. But I am still waiting for him to spawn. I am working full time, and unfortunately, these raids sometimes, as you know, if you've played, can take a long time to prep and get everything you need. So I haven't been able to have time to actually dedicate to getting this jerk to spawn. All right, back to the raid.
One, but
all right,
on that right hallway, he's on the stairs.
Two options.
Down here.
Two options we have here. I can try to stir him up, try to see if I can lure him in. Nope, they're coming. I'm falling back. Falling back. Get in your corner.
Okay.
I hear something. Grenade. Oh. Grenade. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Yep. Get in your hole. Okay. Good.
Bro, he threw it in the windows.
Uh-huh. That's why this is a really good position for us to hold. You have that room. I have this hall. This is a very defendable position. You can toss grenades all you want, and we'll just hide back in this hole, our holes. As long as this hallway's covered.
Oh,
yeah. As long as this
right down there somewhere.
Yeah. As long as this hallway's covered.
I'm gonna throw a nade.
I got one too.
Oh, he's right there. Oh, you little punk ass bitch. Oh my gosh. I missed.
It's all good. It's all good. You want me to toss one? Do you want me to give you one?
He ran left.
Do you know where he's at? This is a perfect example right here, guys, is a support. You can help your teammate if you don't know exactly where they are or where they may be. You just kind of let the person run the show. So you support them and give them whatever they need to be able to get the job done, get that enemy eliminated and a potential threat out of the way. Or vice versa, if they have something that you can use because you know where they are, like such as a grenade launcher or whatever, you try to relay as much information as you can, but obviously if you're pinned and you can't stick your head out the window or out of cover to explain it more, you just do it, and they just, you just handle business. Let your partner hand over whatever you need to use to get that threat out of the way. And if you've played Escape from Tarkov, you know that time can sometimes be the enemy as well. So this goes into the formula I was talking about of reassessing. So always reassess in lulls in combat. So look at the time, the extraction points, and come up with plans. You want to also, when you meet potential areas where there's, lots of resistance and you want to go around, take that into consideration, what type of loot you have, and if you just need to find a more quick, more safe way to extract and maximize your chances of surviving and getting all that loot that you work so hard to attain. And the great thing that I love about this room, the red and violet room, is you have plenty of time. You're chilling in this room here. So anybody who's out there has to deal with more angles of being attacked. So is their position sustainable versus yours? That's, something you have to calculate as well when you're in these raids. Let's go. Where are we going? So as you can hear here, the enemy is being engaged that was holding that door because their position was not sustainable like we just talked about. They had to worry about another angle of attack. So we used that moment in time to slip out and make our escape. These are things you have to calculate when you're moving. The tactic that we use when we move, I always take the wide angles on these urban areas or close quarters because you want to have multiple angles on the enemy itself. So we're worried about raiders in this one, and they like to attack when you extract. Okay. Fire. Oh, get behind cover. Get behind cover. Get behind cover. And right here I am being the support role, so I am giving suppressive fire. So that's the shield. I shield my partner here while also using the diversion tactic. I want to draw fire in my direction so he has a more safer chance of getting away. And then he does the same for me. He draws fire as I move out and slip around this corner, and we get the extract. From shields to shells and everything in between. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This was Sweaty Gamer 1939. If you like this type of content, guys, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will be focusing on a Kaban video and how to deal with him and make your chances of surviving the assault more possible. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.